Shalom. We give all praise and all honors to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakak Radash. Double honor to our apostles and elders of the great millstone that taught us the truth. Peace and salutation to the hopeful elect. Shalom. Welcome to today's video. Today's video is a short video. I just wanted to touch on Matthew chapter 7, starting at verse 1, concerning judging others. Sometimes in this truth, we may get complacent and go to feeling ourselves too above others, that we go to thinking that it's up to us to make the measure of another man, or what we think that another man should be doing, or where another man should be at in this truth, based on where we're at and how we've grown. One, we don't really know exactly where each one of us really stand with Yahweh Shai. We're all hoping that we're doing our due diligence to the best of our ability. Some of us are, some of us not. Some of us just not in it as much as we think they should be or could be. And then you have those that are not even into it, but they're into it. And then you got those that would like to be into it deeper, but because of their handicap, they're not able to be into it as deep as they would like to be. Their desire is there, and the knowledge is there, the oil is there, but they can only be on the comment board. They can only be on the internet. They're not able to come down to the camp because of their handicap. Okay. Then you got your 11th hour saints. Those got to come in. At some point, they will come in. Okay. So we just had to see how Yahweh is going to do it. Plus, Yahweh says he has 7,000 that he has hidden. Okay. So you're not going to find them, or you may or may not find them in the camp at all, or some sprinkled here and there as leaders, okay, and to be an encouragement. But you also got your saboteurs that are, both in the camp and as well as affiliates, okay. And you got your, like I said, affiliates that have the oil, and some camp members that don't. Just like you got camp members that do get the oil, and affiliates that don't. Yahweh, that's the reason why Yahweh, Yahweh Shah said, start ye first in the sanctuary. You see? Because Yahweh Shah, being Hebrews chapter 4, verse 12, a two-edged sword, is going to cut both concerning bone, spirit, and marrow. And on both sides of the board. Okay? To cut all that out. It's Ezekiel chapter 9, verse 5 and 7. Okay? So I just wanted to touch on it with this Matthew chapter 7, starting in verse 1. And it reads, let's see. And it reads, this Matthew chapter 7, starting in verse 1. Judge not, that ye be not judged. Okay, because you have some brothers that feel that, hey, this brother, he should be, able to read and preach too. And you got some brothers that are only able to read it, but they can't preach. Some brothers that can preach because they remember the history with the mystery, okay, but don't remember the dates. And you got some brothers that remember the dates, but not quite the history. And some brothers that remember the names, but not quite the scriptures. Some brothers that remember the scriptures, but not quite the names or the dates. Some brothers that remember the names, the dates, but not the scripture. Some brothers, you know what I'm saying? That's the reason why, as a body, we come together as an assembly, solemn assembly, and we push this truth together as a force. Each brother is a droplet of rushing waters in this ever-flowing river of everlasting life of waters that is the Lord has flowing from our bellies. Okay. It's rushing waters. Okay. And so of this knowledge from the great millstone. Okay. And so as we push, okay, in the highways and the byways, on the streets and in the marketplaces, in the highways and the byways, on the internet as well. You see. So, but you got to remember, each man has been given a measure. Yahweh has given each man a measure of faith as to the amount of measure of work that Yahweh is expecting out of each man. Okay? If that makes sense to you. Okay? Flat out. If that makes sense to you. Okay? For with what judgment ye judge, okay? Because you got to remember, you got some brothers that say, well, they don't want to have anything to do with the camps. Well, then they're not receiving the knowledge. They ain't got that oil unless they getting it from the camps. Okay. Then you got some brothers in the camps that say that they don't want anything to do with affiliates. Well, then you got to watch it, because you got some brothers that are affiliates that have handicaps as to the reason why they're not down at the camp. Some brothers can't hear. Some brothers can't see. My thing is blindness. That's what I'm dealing with. Okay. Blindness. Amongst other things, other afflictions. Okay. That I say not on uh, on this platform. And it's difficult to deal with being visually challenged and not being able to just get up and just go on down there and do the count. But I'm able to live my life to the best of my ability, being visually challenged, being a blind. It's a different world. You got some brothers that are crippled. They can't quite walk. They don't have the use of their legs. Some brothers don't have the use of their arms. Okay. Yahweh said, bring me the blind that have eyes that can see. Okay. For with what measure, for with what measurement ye judge, ye shall be judged. You see? Ye shall be judged. The Lord said, Leviticus chapter 19. Let's see. Let's grab that right quick. Leviticus chapter 19, verse what? I think it's verse 4. Let's see. Not until idols. No, I think it's 14. Yes, 14. Yeah, that's what it is. 14. Leviticus chapter 19, verse 14. And it reads, Thou shalt not curse the death, nor put a stumbling block before the blind, but shalt fear thy God. You see? I am the Lord. You see? The Lord makes it clear. He has care for the handicapped. He has care for the cripple. He has care for the blind. He has care for the deaf. He has care. Okay? Okay? You see? Ye shall do no unrighteousness in judgment. Thou shalt not respect the person of the poor, nor honor the person the mighty, but in righteousness shalt thou judge thy neighbor. You see? You see, in righteousness. You see, in righteousness. You got to ask yourself, do you know, what the measurement that the Lord has for you? What is the measurement? For each man, Yahweh has given a measure of work. And for that measure of work, the Lord is looking for, there's a measure of faith that goes with that work. Okay. Okay. And so, with that measure of work, the Lord is looking for that measure of faith, because He is the one that gives each man a measure of work, a measure of faith. So therefore, He knows what measure of work that He's looking for, not what measure of work that you are looking for from that man. You got to remember that. And we got to hope and maintain the understanding, are we those men in the first place? Are we those men? It's a lot that we have to come into understanding of before we judge another brother where another brother should be in this truth. You know. And so, I'm also making this video because there was a video that I seen about a couple of days ago, how some brothers that was in the camp, GMS camp, that said that they didn't want anything to do with affiliates at all. And yes, it did bother me. It stirred my spirit, because I've been a faithful, and maintain being a faithful GMS follower, and will maintain receiving edification from that camp. Not mentioning no names, but they have to, and they haven't considered all of these facts. Yahweh is the one that made the decision as to who He draws near to Yahweh Shai, and whom He pushes away. It's not up to us to make these decisions. And so, I digress. Let's see. Let's see what we got here. For with that judgment, now, okay, this verse 2 again. For with what judgment ye judge, ye shall be judged, and with what measure ye meet, it shall be measured to you again. You see, we had to come into that understanding. We have to realize where and what. This screen is sticking, and I don't want to move. We had to realize where in this faith, where in this truth, are we with Yahweh or Yahweh Shai? Do we know what measure of faith that He has given us for the amount of work that He's expecting out of each one of us? We work out our salvation in trembling with the Lord. Okay, that's a tightrope walk that each one of us is walking. Okay, with fire on one side and water on the other. Okay, this screen is sticking. Yeah. it's sticking. So we're gonna close that out. Okay. And so yeah, I just wanted to just to bring that out, that understanding, you know, Yahweh, well, Yahweh Shai is gonna work out that whole situation, the whole understanding of what it is that we supposed to be doing, each one of us. And remember, we're saved by our faith and our works. Let's see, can we get it to go this time? Okay, yeah, good. We got it to go this time. Okay. We're saved by our faith and our works. And so we look forward to the Lord making that decision as to whom he chooses to save or not save. So listen. So look, we can go ahead and close it out. I'm just going over some of these precepts concerning this. Okay. And so we can go ahead and close it out, brothers and sisters. Hold on, stay strong. Some of you brothers that was cause you know, I'm quite sure there were other brothers that are affiliates that had felt some sort of way about it, and so you know they probably don't want to make a video or something because they don't want to appear to be a bug out or anything like that. So it's always up to a black sheep or something to say something. So I'm just saying something. So you know, uh, maybe the video might get around to the brothers that need to hear it. You know, and you know, if it don't apply, let it fly. Okay. So, but brothers and sisters, maintain your strength. Uh, 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 don't let any man take thy crown. Okay, or from you. Okay, maintain your crown. Okay, you know, stay rooted within the word. Maintain being occupied in the word until Yahweh Shai has returned. Okay, stay physically, emotionally, and spiritually circumspect. Even if an angel came to you and preached you any other doctrine, that angel be a curse. Okay, and so we maintain our focus in the word, in the truth, and maintain being grounded in this truth. Okay, to the best of our ability, like a tree by the rivers of waters. Okay, and it is the fruit that we yield, that is of Yahweh or Yahweh Shai. Okay, and so that way, in the Lord, what Yahweh has planted, man has not planted us. It is Yahweh that has planted us. So Yahweh is the one who makes the decisions on us, one way or another, not us, and not anybody else. Okay, so stay strong and rooted in this truth. Hold on to the plow, steady your course, and maintain your faith in Yahweh or Yahweh Shai. So we're going to close out. Like give all praise and all honor to Yahweh and by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, and by Hashem, Rakakadash. Double honor to our apostles and elders of the great millstone that taught us this truth, peace, and salutation to the hopeful elects. Shalom to the hopeful elects.